Reservation Bill, officially known as the 128th Constitutional Amendment Bill or Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, recently passed in both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, marks a significant step towards gender equality and women's empowerment in Indian politics. This bill reserves one-third of the seats in Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and the Delhi Assembly for women. It also extends to the reserved seats for scheduled castes, SCs, and scheduled tribes, STs, in these legislative bodies. Reservation Bill 2023. Background. The idea of reserving seats for women in the Indian Parliament has been under discussion since 1996, during the tenure of former Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. However, due to a lack of majority support at that time, the bill could not be approved. Several attempts were made in subsequent years, including in 1998, 1999, 2000, 2002, and 2003, but none were successful. It was only in 2010 that the bill received approval from the Union Cabinet and the Rajya Sabha. Need for the bill. The need for the Women's Reservation Bill is evident when examining the current representation of women in Indian politics. In the Lok Sabha, only 15.2% of the members are women, and in the Rajya Sabha, this number stands at 13%. While this represents an increase since the first Lok Sabha, which had just 5% female representation, it still falls far behind many other countries. For instance, Rwanda boasts 61% women representation, while Cuba and Nicaragua have 53% and 52%, respectively. Even neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan have higher female representation, with 21% and 20%, respectively. Key features of the bill. 1. Reservation for women in lower house. The bill introduces Article 330A to the Constitution, which parallels Article 330, providing for SC/ST reservations in the Lok Sabha. This new article mandates the reservation of one-third of the seats in the Lok Sabha for women, with the seats to be allocated on a rotational basis among different constituencies. 2. Reservation for women in state legislative assemblies. The bill introduces Article 332A, which mandates the reservation of seats for women in every state legislative assembly. Furthermore, one-third of the seats reserved for SCs and STs must also be allocated for women, and one-third of the total seats filled through direct elections to the legislative assemblies shall be reserved for women. 3. Reservation for women in NCT of Delhi. The bill amends Article 239AA, which grants special status to the Union Territory of Delhi. It ensures that laws framed by Parliament apply to the National Capital Territory of Delhi. This inclusion extends the reach of women's reservation to Delhi's Legislative Assembly. 4. Commencement of reservation. The reservation becomes effective after the publication of the census conducted following the commencement of the bill. Delimitation of seats for women will be carried out based on this census. The reservation is initially provided for 15 years but can be extended by a law made by Parliament. 5. Rotation of seats. Seats reserved for women will be rotated after each delimitation, as determined by a law made by Parliament. Arguments against the bill. 1. Unclear implementation timeline. Critics argue that the bill lacks clarity regarding the cycle of elections through which women will secure their reserved seats. The bill only mentions that it will come into effect after delimitation following the first census conducted after its commencement. 2. Exclusion of Rajya Sabha and state legislative councils. The bill does not extend women's reservation to the Rajya Sabha and state legislative councils. The Rajya Sabha currently has lower female representation than the Lok Sabha, raising concerns about gender parity in both houses. Conclusion. The Women's Reservation Bill 2023 represents a significant step towards increasing women's participation in Indian politics and addressing gender disparities in legislative bodies. While it addresses long-standing issues of gender inequality, critics argue for further improvements, such as clarity in implementation and extending the reservation to the Rajya Sabha and state legislative councils. Nonetheless, the passage of this bill marks a positive development in the ongoing pursuit of gender equality and women's empowerment in India's political landscape.